So in this video, we're going to check out episode 6 of the bootcamp series for the Korg Electribe 2. Make sure to watch the previous episodes since we're building up from the first. So if you get lost, just start from the first episode. It's recommended that if you want to understand all these features, to watch these videos at least once a day until these things become second nature. Even if you take out 5 minutes a day, you should be seeing big results in no time. We're going to check out how we can send notes from the Electribe 2 to the Wasp analog mono synth. Then we're going to learn how to route the audio from the synth into the audio input on the Electribe 2. There's two ways to use it, by a stereo through function or a mono audio in oscillator. So the way the MIDI is set up is each track corresponds to the MIDI channel. So this is track 1, and that's MIDI channel 1. This is track 2, MIDI channel 2, and so on, all the way up through track 16. We can't change this configuration, it's locked in this order. So what I'm going to do is hold down keyboard and then press track 13. I did that because the Wasp synth is set to receive MIDI data to that channel. On your own synths, you'll have to figure out how to set the MIDI in channel by checking the manual or looking it up online. So if I press on the keyboard, so I turn the level all the way down because it's set to a percussion oscillator, which I don't want to hear. So now when I press something, it's just going to send the MIDI data out. So what we want to do is the first option, which is we want to enable the audio line in through. Hold down shift, press the 4th pad in from the lower left. We see step edit, just arrow over twice. Now we see global parameters. Press enter. The first thing we want to do, just look at the screen here. Just go to 6. Just make sure MIDI send filter is set to off. Now we're going to scroll to 14 and there's audio in through. Let's turn it on. Now I'm going to press the keyboard. My signal's actually mono running through a stereo wire in, so we can only hear it in one side of the headphones. I could have just used a mono audio cable, but in this case, I want to send it through an audio in oscillator on the Electribe. This is going to ensure it's going to be a totally mono signal center pan. Let's hold down shift, turn the oscillator, and we're going to choose audio in. So let's disable audio in through. So in this case, I'm combining using track 13, which will send the MIDI to channel 13, and also it's going to trigger the audio input. So now if I press a key, we can hear it. We can turn the edit knob, and that's a secondary volume. So we have volume here, and then here we can adjust it. So this is just like any oscillator, so it's not going to play the audio unless the note is being triggered. We can apply insert effects. We can apply master effects. So let's choose decimator, but let's disable it for now. Note that the pitch knob does not change the audio. So I can now, you can hear it running through the master effects. Now let's enable the insert effects. But I can also change the modulation. So let's choose a saw down. Let's apply it to the insert effects. Make it faster. So let's say we want to apply a filter to this. Turn up the resonance. So I can also change this while I'm playing. You can also play around with all the knobs right here. So we can turn that. We can modify the attack or decay. So I can do that manually, program that into here. So I have the modulation set to the insert effects, which is set to decimator. And we'll just play. Let's turn that off. Now this is a pattern I previously made, so let's listen to it. Now let's go in the menu and count to screen 19, which is voice assign. I have it set to mono because it's a mono synth. I can also make it polyphonic. But in this case, we're going to keep mono. So if I record in this mode, it's just going to record over itself. So let's just press record and play a note. So that's all set. Now I can start playing around with the sounds on here. Turn up resonance. Bring it down an octave. Let's change it to low pass. Turn down oscillator too. We're going to turn down the amount of the envelope on the filter. I have a few tracks I came up with before filming, so let's just listen to it. Let's turn up the frequency, maybe the volume a little more. Change the master, set to a delay, change the octave. Let's turn IFX on, turn it up. Change the resonance, filter, set to a high pass. Let's turn up the envelope. Turn up release, turn down the effects. Turn up resonance. Now let's switch to the next pattern. Turn up oscillator 2. Turn up resonance. Let's go to the next pattern. Delay 116 in this pattern. Bring it down again. Change the square wave. Change the width. And turn down the decay. So now we have that all set up. What I want to do now is chain the tracks. And then we'll just play around with the synth sounds and with all the effects up here. So we have to enable chain mode. So to do that, hold down Shift, count in lower left 4, arrow right, global parameters, press enter. Now just arrow over to your 19. It says chain mode. Make sure that's on. We're going to exit. Now I'm going to arrow to 14 on this menu, chain 2. So we're in pattern 5. We're going to make that chain 2, pattern 3. Now arrow over. Chain repeat, let's make that about 8 repetitions of that pattern. Now I'm going to press right, and I'm going to overwrite that song file so that that is saved right in. Because once it loads the next pattern, it's possible if we didn't save the chain, then we'd have to reprogram it later. So now let's go back to track 3. Let's go to the menu. Now this one, I want to chain that to 4, and we'll go over here and repeat that 12 times. For example, press right. Now it's just overwritten. Now we're going to turn to 4, go back to the menu. I want that to go to pattern 5. Arrow over, we'll make that 8 repetitions. Press right twice. Now let's start 043. We can press play. We can change these settings, but when it loads the next pattern, it's going to reset it. So you can if you want to do that. So we can see it's counting up. It's going to count to 12 before it changes. Let's change the frequency. Turn up the resonance. Turn up the envelope. You can change this. You can change the master effects. Now it just switched to the next track. Make changes. Also press part mute. You can see some of these are muted. So it's always a good idea to think about performance. You can mute or solo parts. You can use that to perform out, adding parts. Or we can chain muted tracks. Adds all the other tracks now. And as we're doing this, we can see it counting up. So now let's just press record and we can change the notes. Now it's going to keep playing that until it's done counting down. Change the effect. Now it just switched patterns. Let's make this frequency faster. Change the pitch. Lower octave. Make a higher octave here. Changed again. Two more repetitions. It's going to change. Let's go back to track 2. Press part mute again, solo it. Enable IFX. Shift part mute. Now let's switch back.